tube successfully. It's time to get dark as fuck. What's up, Troper? How are you Troper, did you know you're officially allowed to go home now? Just for you, Pookie. How you doing today? God bless. My Instagram post has gone through as well. All dubs. Lil Lemon, I'm doing good. I got to sleep in. I went for a walk with my beautiful girlfriend Z to go get groceries. I had a phone call with my mother to catch up. Troper, Patreon glitched. You're kicked out of VIP. Okay, give me 1 second, big dog. Hold on. Server settings. Role members. Chief subsidizer. Trophy ad roles. That's fixed for you, big goat. Jace, will you be ranting or roasting decks today? We will definitely be ranting. If we do any deck roast, it will be because somebody has redeemed the $500 instant roast option. What I can also confirm, we are going to be talking about Final Fantasy stuff today. By virtue of when stream ends today, we are going to be raiding my girlfriend who is doing their ambassador stream, and they're going to be opening a collector box on camera. And so I'm going to raid into that. I'm going to walk over to their studio room, and we're going to open that box together. So you will get to see Final Fantasy card ranting today if you stick around for the end of the stream, because that will dovetail into an actual box opening stream. Sub expires May 30th. When can I dump my Prime sub at you? I wish I knew how any of that shit worked, dog. Hey, Maul, just watched your Final Fantasy game on Decked Out. Gotta say, it was really fun to watch. It was super fun to play. Those decks are fucking cranked. Boss, what the heck is Japanese walking? I'm so glad somebody asked about the fucking go live message. So this is a study that I found out about on Instagram, and I went and Googled, and I tried it myself, but Japanese walking it's not actually special. It is humans discover a polarized training model for the 50th fucking time. But researchers in Japan had a group of people doing normal walking goals. You know, the age-old, like, oh, walk 10,000 steps a day, just get that movement in, get it done. And then they had people who walked 30 minutes a day, and for those 30 minutes, they walked 3 minutes hard and 3 minutes easy for 5 sets. And those people saw way, way higher aerobic benefits. They saw more muscular development. They saw better joint health. And so I tried that myself the other day, and it was fucking embarrassingly hard. I was like, oh, I am a multi-time national champion in a high-level sport. I was an Olympic hopeful. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. And I went and walked for 30 minutes, and I came back dripping in sweat. At times, my legs burned, which is a fucking ridiculous thing to say about walking for half an hour. But it was a great workout. It made me very, very angry. I will be doing it again tomorrow. Rowing. Jesus plays Selesnya. Let's see. Yeah, I've been a national champion at the high school level, a national champion at the collegiate level, and I have very narrowly missed qualification for world championship competition at those levels as well. Britt, you've been dealing with poison ivy? That's fucked up, dog. Jeffrey, what in the holy fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. No, dog. Mr. John Malthound is a rower confirmed. Yeah, I rowed for Quantum. Listen, man, if you want to bring this back up, I am happy to. I had to address this over and over and over again. No, didn't happen. Their story falls apart on fucking cursory examination. Please go fuck off. Yeah, Harbahal, just walking. So the paces I was switching between was like a little bit slower than 3 miles an hour, which is pretty relaxed for the slow. And then I was trying to walk at like 14 to 15 minute miles, which is like 4 miles an hour, or a little bit faster, which was like embarrassingly hard. Please, like, go try it. go do that. The first set of 3 minutes, I was like, oh, how is your heart rate even supposed to get high doing this? This is baby shit for babies. That is not difficult. How is this supposed to be hard? Then by the like third, fourth, and fifth set, it's not like you don't go into a dark place. You do not have to like lock in, clutch up, any of those sports words, but you are just like, hey, why the fuck is this difficult, kind of? I remember thinking I was in shape until I tried to run up a hill for more than 30 seconds once. Yeah, hill running will expose you instantly. That's about the pace I had to do for my firefighter pack test. That shit is tiring, especially if you're short. It would probably be really hard. Thankfully I am 6'4", so I'm struggling with it despite having a body literally built to walk quickly. But I also had to carry 30 pounds. But so do I, Brit Bread, because I'm husky. I want to get good at cardio, but I cannot bring myself to enjoy running. Whenever I have to try and train to failure, I just hate it so much. Let's vamp about working out. 8 minutes in, we have found a reason to avoid playing Darkest Dungeon. And the reason today is going to be to indoctrinate Sudsball into the wide world of ways to get good at cardio without running. Because I also don't fuck heavy with running. I've done it a lot as cross training for rowing. It's not a good time. So here is, we're going, fuck, I don't have a tin foil. Okay. I'm going to need you to pretend, damn, I showed crack. Embarrassing. I'm going to need you to pretend that this is tinfoil. And we're going to put our tinfoil hats on as we talk about this. So cardiovascular development is both a reaction to how much effort you're putting out, how much power you're putting out, and what your brain perceives your cardiac demand to be. You cannot trick your brain into developing your cardiovascular system with no output. But there are a lot of things you can do to create cardiovascular development without having to train to failure, without having to do cardio for hours and hours every day. One thing that will be shockingly good for you is walk up a hill while holding your breath. It will be really difficult. You may legitimately end up training running because you hate that way more than running. But if you don't want to spend like 1 hour, 2 hours running, you don't want to do sprints, if you just walk up Why specifically holding your breath? So this is the part where it is the mental aspect of what your brain perceives as the cardiac demand. You breathe normally, you breathe out, and then without breathing in, you just walk as many steps as you can until it's too much and you have to breathe again. Don't go till you black out. Don't go till your vision gets blurry. That's dangerous. Just go until you feel a significant urge to breathe, and then stop, take recovery breaths, try to limit it to, like, eventually you'll be able to limit it to, you walk. When you can't go anymore, you take one inhale, one exhale, you start walking again. When you're just starting out, you can take like 3 to 10 breaths, really however many you need. Don't do anything dangerous. You won't make it very far. I was doing this type of stuff when I was like at peak athleticism, and at peak athleticism, I was making it like 30 steps. I did not have a very good relationship with carbon dioxide clearance in my blood. But if you start doing it, you might make it like 10 steps. Sea Runner, have a good one. Thank you for popping in, my friend. Somehow I think that seems harder than burpees. It is. It's difficult, but it's quick. You don't have to, like, the type of hard it is different than burpees. A lot of the difficulty of that type of training is getting good at emotionally navigating your body's stress response. Yeah, you can also just do this on stairs in your house. If you do not have an acceptable incline, you can also do it not on an incline. You can do it on your sidewalk, so it's ball. Yeah, you'll make it a little bit farther than you would on an incline. But doing this type of oxygen deprived training can provide a outsized benefit on your perceived relationship with cardio, because it will make navigating an oxygen debt a bit easier. This is also part of why swimming can be crazy helpful, is because you're doing a lot of exercise where you're limiting your oxygen intake, right? You can't freely, you can come up, God, you could try to come up for a breath every fucking stroke. But it was huge for me. If you are somebody who doesn't want to engage in sprinting ever, it is not a perfect replacement. It is not going to provide all of the same benefits as sprinting. I assume something like this is supplemental to good exercise practice. Would you do this daily for 5 to 10 minutes or combine this with a routine? This is a thing you do like by itself for 5 to 20 minutes. This is just like everybody in the world should be walking every day. And this is something you do for like 5 to 20 minutes while you're walking. You can combine this with other stuff. You can not combine this with other stuff. And it'll be great. And it will, for me at least, it fundamentally changed my relationship with how stressful cardio felt. Prior to doing this type of training, doing intense cardio work always felt like I was going to fucking die. Like, it felt like my heart was going to explode, my brain was going to turn into slush and pour out of my nose. And I typically found it much less stressful to do stressful both my cardio improved, even though this was just walking, and I found it less stressful to do intense cardio following this type of stuff. Yeah, Troper's tweaking for sure. What if I live in a one-story house and there's no hills anywhere remotely near me? You can do this on a flat. Another thing you can do is you can just hold your breath and do like air squats. You can do any type of exercise that will create an oxygen demand in your body. Walking is just the one that will typically stress people out the least when you begin. I'm just excited to not have to go sprinting. Hey, real as hell. Did that affect you when you were rowing? Yes, Toke, but most of what held me back when I was a rower was significant sciatica and nerve pain, because my coaches kept encouraging me to, and I kept not pushing back on them pushing me to keep going when I was obviously injured. So my rowing career got mostly fucked up by, I would get a minor injury. The coach would be like, well, what if you weren't a pussy and you came back tomorrow anyway? And I was like, shit, dog. My apologies. You right. And I would show up again the next day, and I would do a little bit worse because I was hurt. And the coach would go, hey man, I told you to not be a bitch. Why did you show up today a bigger bitch? How about you not be a bitch and show up tomorrow? And I would be like, damn, my fault, dude. And I would show up again the next day. And my performance would like keep tracking down and down and down until the injury got bad enough that the coach was like, oh shit, man, you kind of hurt. You should probably take like maybe a week and then come back. And then my performance would just like bounce back up as soon as I was allowed to fucking rest. Yeah, and then they get mad if you get hurt. It's fucking stupid. Bunkmaster, I was in boat. I won high school nationals in the double, won collegiate nationals in the 4, but rowed for University of Washington. And so I would say the years I did not even make it to national championships on my team, I still would have been good enough to make the national championship boat with almost any other team in the country outside of the Ivies. Wanting to run free again explains why you're a chocobo on Decked Out, at least. So true. All right, we do need to hit the manual ad break. It is sad that it's not UC Davis. UC Davis offered me a fucking full ride to row for them, though, which in some ways makes the gimmicks better. No, Starry-Eyed. I was not Ivy League. I'm saying the Ivy League boats were the only ones that I don't think I could have made, no questions asked, if you teleported me. Like the team I rowed for in college while I was with them, they were on a 10-year streak. Or like when I started with them, it was like a 7-year streak or something. But they got up to a 10-year streak of being national champions every year. So there was one year where I got to be in a national championships boat and win a trophy myself. But all the years where I like didn't quite make it, I was still better than most rowers in the US and most rowers in the world, just by virtue of being one of the guys on that team. Hell yeah, man. I've never actually raced the Charles, which sounds like you still had an Ivy League chance. Oh yeah, I mean, I wanted to go to this school over the Ivy. This school was faster than the Ivy Leagues, and I don't think I even applied to any of the Ivy Leagues. Imagine being athletic and deciding to play Magic anyway. So fucking real. How many non-Americans were on the team? Most of the team. Most of the team we had guys on our team who would take years off to represent their home countries at the Olympics. And we had one guy who came in as a freshman with me, had already represented his country at the Olympics. Now, he was coming from a small country. I think he was representing Slovenia. But he was like an absolute fucking prodigy. Today on avoiding playing D&D, I could have gone pro, but it's not about football. You're upsettingly correct. Not Olympic rower, failed Olympic hopeful. Get it right. Get it right. I tried and I blew my fucking back out and never made it. But let's see who we have. Oh my. I'm kind of up on this level 3 bounty hunter shit. Bounty hunters are cool. Getting a level 3 one is much cooler. Yeah, I think we filling it up there. Is lore, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Is for me. It's kind of looking like it. You are off guard, winded, and sober. Hellcat, thank you for the rant redeem. Your VV deck the other day inspired me to make my own themed around dragons. I've got a bunch of counter spells and dragons approaches and a ton of massive dragons. Do you have any recommendations or pointers? Fuck you? Is that a recommendation? Go fuck yourself? I think that counts. Let me read what Dragon's Approach does. I feel like that is a mistake. But let me look at the specific wording of the card. Okay, yes. I do not like this. I think this is you're huffing crazy hopium on this. It's a very fun card. If this card was going to work in VV, this should be the outlet of combo VV. If you're doing this with a like Curiosity pseudo storm package and it just terminates in flopping dragons onto the field, I can fuck with that. If you're doing, because I'm doing straight up and down VV Stompy, if you're doing that, I think most things that are Dragon's Approach should be interaction or card advantage. Because the thing about Is It Stompy is even though VV's good enough to make it viable, it's weaker than like Green Stompy. The VV deck I'm making, you have to have a shitload of counter spells, of creature removal spells, of problem solvers to make the game last long enough for your Stompy creatures to matter. In my goldfishing, if I can counter fewer than 3 spells a game, I view it as a failure. That's not a hard and fast rule, but if I do a VV goldfish and the Stompy game plan happens, but I could only counter 2 spells over the course of the game, I'm like, that game probably didn't go my way. And so I would imagine that most of the slots that are Dragon's Approach, I have some stuff which makes sorcerers and instants cheaper and cause card draw. If that some stuff is Archmage Emeritus, I think you are probably still cooked, quite frankly. Like a lot of the things in my VV deck that I'm using for card draw, I made it a bracket 3 deck, and I used like my game changers are free interaction and gifts ungiven. And then I have stuff like Memory Deluge, I have stuff like Stock Up. Like I have things to very consistently go deep in the deck to try to find stompy things or to try to find interaction. If you like, I think the thing that would make the dragon plan work is if you were doing the curiosity game plan and then instead of like an infinite combo, it was just I cast 10 Dragon's Approaches and I get like Terror of the Peaks and a fucked up like I just doubt that you can fit in first and foremost protection for VV. When I goldfish my VV deck, I assume that the first time I try to resolve VV, somebody will either counterspell or point a removal spell at it because the card's so threatening. And so if you're not able to stop that first removal spell and counterspell stuff on top of that, and put your threats into play. Like I think fitting all of that interaction in and then fitting in all of the dragons approaches that you need and then fitting in the dragons is just really hard. Like I think the dragons approaches are going to take up slots that should be dedicated to card draw or should be dedicated to interaction or should be dedicated to general card advantage. Oh, true. If you cast 10 dragons approaches, you just win. That's true. Also, Maglor Nolatari, thank you very much for the Prime sub for that second month in a row, my friend. Bezos sends his regards indeed, and I send my love to you. Also, Coral Blue, thank you for the Prime sub for the 10th month in a row. Sorry I missed that right when you did it. I think I was deep in the cut about walking. Then we have a random smasher pass from Trash Can Actual. Hard pass. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Oh, TF, don't tell me that. Don't do that. Boss, would you consider playing off the top with the jellyfish to be pseudo card draw? It's kind of like it. It's typically... I typically think playing off the top of your deck with something like the reality chip, I find it worse than card draw because you can just... Or I guess this is the best version. A lot of the other versions I've seen, it's like you're limited to certain spells you can cast off the top. Harvahall, how many times can we redeem the exclusive Discord role? As many times as you want. We do have the free roast stream happening in like a week, so you may not want to burn all your channel points. Hey, Lord Giver, how's it going today, my friend? But yeah, like, it definitely counts, but it's not a form of card advantage I've used, and so I don't have any strong feelings about how good it is. I think everything would be like... I would really just be theorizing, because this is not a strategy I've leaned into. Hey Maul, I have a cycle of 5 custom cards I made that all have similar effects. How many custom card redeems should I use? How many bits should I cheer for you to check them out? So 1, 2, 4, that would be one redeem per card, or we've previously set it at 500 bits or 2 subs per card. Elikman has been the trailblazer of dropping 10 gifties and then dropping a cycle of cards in. So either 10 gifted subs, 2,500 bits. You can mix and match with, if you want to, if you get one of the custom card redeems, you can tell me, I'm saving this until I have 5 ready. And so if you are able to get those redeems and you want to mix and match, we can mark down like, okay, you, over the course of last stream, you grabbed 3 of the custom card point redeems, and then you gifted 4 subs. That adds up all together. Any combination. Yeah, Bunk on YouTube. I never had like big issues with nausea when I was a rower, but like, yeah, it fucks you up. It fucks you up big style. At which point is it just better to buy a deck roast and sneak the custom cards into it? / kidding. I think the custom deck roasts are literally on rate for that. Because it's... Oh, like a commission one. Because the instant deck roast is $5 a card. It works out to, which is what we charge for custom card games. So if you had a deck of customs and you bought a $500 instant deck roast, that is 100 custom cards I might be forced to look at. That's kind of a funny way to think of it, because then like the cards are all, or like the roast itself is also free. Instant roast 100 cards followed by 1 minute of dungeon. Damn, Hellcat already saw that I turned the custom card shit on. I was wondering how long it was going to take. That shit took 10 seconds. Okay, all of these suck. Starry-Eyed needs to go chill the fuck out. We have a lot of money. We're probably doing a level 3. Well, hold on. Can I do a Darkest mission yet? No, Shadow Walker has to level up. That's fine. Does Moose have anything I need to... No, that's fine. What's Zilla got? Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm throwing you all out there. So, Hellcat, if you're not a member of the Discord, put in !Discord. It will pull up a free invite to our Discord. Go to the Dear Maultown section and put it in there. What is the free Decro stream, by the way? I've heard you talk about it, but not how it works. So the free Decro stream is with your channel points on Twitch. Once a month, you can buy raffle tickets. We pull the names randomly on stream, and if you win, your deck gets roasted for free at that moment. The Twitch raffle stream normally happens at the beginning of the month. Because dates are weird next month, we're going to do it on the 7th. The Saturday after this coming one. Yeah, the 7th. Those tickets are going to... I might knock them up in price even further, but it's going to be a limit of 10 raffle tickets, and the tickets are probably going to be like 2,500 to 3,000 channel points apiece. Yeah, there's a Discord, dog. All right, grain sacks. I kind of want to start... Oh, that looks good. I kind of want to start dipping into these like Eldritch damage benefits. This is champion. What's this do? I mean, the Hellions hairpin's fucking whatever. Shadow Walker, please let me send you on this mission. I hate you, dog. Okay, we'll send Shadow Walker in here. We need to get them to level 6. I'm also going to send Riffle dupes because they need to level up. We'll send Poro with them. And I'll send Zilla as well. So we have one person that's over leveled, 2 that are just under, and then 1 that's right on. Let me make sure our equipment's up to date. Yes, yes. As much as I need it to be. Okay. Oh yeah, we're not full screen. Oh shit. Man hasn't checked his Steam gift inventory from last stream. Hold on. Well. Thank you, Dark. So after Darkest Dungeon, we were playing XCOM 2. Yeah, baseball, huh? Indeed. Then let me pull up, before we get into this fight, let me pull up M18 Hellcat's card. Let me see, are we still in the right? Yeah, we're still in the right one. Okay, the Immortal Snail, 0 mana, 0/1. It's not a creature. When it enters the battlefield, remove it from the game and place it in the center of your playmat. At the beginning of each upkeep, move the Immortal Snail 1 inch closer to any opponent. If an opponent physically touches the Immortal Snail, they lose the game. Perfect no notes. Yes. Rule 0 this into every Commander game from now until the end of time. Here's my colorless Eldrazi deck. It is helmed by a fucking snail. Don't make it any player. Do not commit suicide by snail, you guys. It's opponents. It's opponents. That is the funniest for I think if anything, you should make the text smaller and add in meaningless keywords to trick people into picking it up. Wait, can't opponents just move it away from them by manipulating it with their cards instead of their fingers? I mean, they can try. We can try. We don't know how the snail interacts with a transitive property. This is ruins? Okay. So I think I need more keys for ruins. Do that, do that. I'm gonna buy a ton of shit. This is a champion mission. Who gives a fuck? Alright, we'll pop this back up to full screen. I'm out like $6 and have decided many Maldhound streams to come. A very high yield investment. Yes, Darkened. It has nothing to do with the $100 Zenorum gave us. What are we on now? The Z team? This is like A- team. This has one member. This has one member of the A team, and then it has 3 members of A team hopefuls. This is like a pretty high level mission. So let me drop a prediction for this one. We'll call this the B team. Yeah, we'll move these people all the way up to the B team. Oh, and we get to duck. Oh, this is such a fucking goated layout. Riffle, do not let me down. That's my fucking guy. It's Rusty. Okay. Okay. We got it right. Booyashaka, indeed. No, nobody can fucking disarm traps. Never mind. My fault, Shadow Walker. Oh, I might have forgot. Oh, no. Game audio is off because we muted it for the last instant deck reveal. Lore Giver, I don't remember if you're alive or not. I'm sure we will find out when we get back to town. Okay. Oh, they're in the wrong spot to illuminate. That's tough. Well, fuck it. Lightning bolt. I think we just dodge them up. Bet 25k on this going well. Listen, I love your spirit. Fuck. We're all dead. We're all fucking dead. Please. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, don't even try to dodge, dog. Don't even try to dodge. This is why they're the B team. This is why they're the B team and not the A team, you know? This is my fault, honestly. Poro's gonna do their fucking best to save him. There we go. Okay. Okay, making up for lost time. You two. Okay, that's fine. That's not a crit, but that's fine. There we go. Alright. Alright. They just needed to be verbally... You fuck-ups. You fuck-up losers. I have never seen such a grand display of a lack of prowess. Never mind, that hit was good. The best part of That's XCOM, baby, is that we can get more than names. You can just add redeems to the character pool if people have XCOM. Fuck, name a character after me. Have them be able to be grabbed into the team, fully customized, named, and with your class selected. We'll add a redeem for that, for sure. Ooh.
The bigger the beast,
Ooh.
the greater the glory.
We just keep dodge buffing.
Inspiration.
I definitely did not. I should have leveled up Ripple's abilities more.
Dazed.
Jesus.
Reeling. About to break.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. One time. Alright, there we go. Oh, he has fraud. Like, we were critting for 27. What the fuck happened? Jesus, oh my god. Embarrassing. I've been saying you should level my shit up more. Shut up, Riffle. There we go. Alright. Good shit from Zilla.
Maintain the offensive.
Damn, even with Horo's healing, this first fight's hurting a little bit. Which ability is that mass dodge buff I started playing the other day and didn't see anything that looked like it in the Antiquarian? Oh, fuck all this. Come on, man. I guess fuck the anti-venom. Fuck a bandage. That ability is called Invigorating Vapors. It looks like it's second to the right, the little blue incense holder flying around. I should have waited to open this until we had already conquered the dungeon and were leaving. There we go. It's a lot of that's a lot of fucking fights we gotta do. That's a lot of fucking fights against some very serious people we have to do. Sure, who cares? We don't need that yet. Okay. Human enemies are typically easy. K Carino TV, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Yeah, kill this guy. Okay. The other Hellion should be able to finish this loser off.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Or get finished off. Yeah, that's fine. Dope. Okay.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
God, Vestals are so much better than I thought. When one of them... I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I can't... Anytime I try to get through a halfway positive thought about this game, I get instantly punished. I'll say one thing about a class being good or about a dungeon being easier than I thought, and then I like trip on a shoelace, shit myself, and a pig kills me. Perfectly balanced team, 2 angry women and 2 supportive women. Nuclear family. I think I need to kill the witch, actually. I'm more worried about stress than I am about damage.
Obliterated.
Oof. Heal you. God damn. Still tilted over Wilbur, I see? You're goddamn right I'm still tilted. That's a little embarrassing. We're level 5 and we're hitting for 7. That's a little rough. I'll delay so that I can get another heal off. Walking up to straight couples on the street to ask which one of you is the hyper carry and which one is the support. Too real. That's the new top and bottom.
Give them no quarter.
Okay, which of these? So we have 1,000 and 1,250. There's really like fucking nothing I am willing to dump for that. I guess I could dump the Onyx because rubies are better than the Onyxes I currently have. But I'm gonna leave the Sapphire. Hey Mauled, you and Z, who's the hyper carry, who's the support? We're switches. Like Z and I have legitimately talked about the like specialization of labor in our relationship from that standpoint, and we both talked about like both of our monetary production capabilities are extremely high and extremely variable. And so we've talked a lot about how we need to be flexible and ready to fall into support roles for the other when time demands. Like we're both able to, because we're both creators on the internet, at any moment one of us could have viral success. We've both had a very high degree of success so far, but like at any moment shit could go Vegas for one of us, and the other one is ready to step in as the support at whatever moment. Alec Man, thank you for the 7,500 bit cheer. Prepare yourself, boss. As soon as I get enough downtime from work, I'm sending my cookery. I won't be as in-depth with my design notes this time, but please be sure to read them. I will read them. I cannot promise I will read them out loud on screen because your design notes are often Siri, can I get a quick reminder on how to not be cunty to the people that are being kind to me? Your design notes are often so comprehensive and detailed that even though they are useful, if I was going to read them off on stream, it would become a like Wattpad reading stream. So I can promise you that I will read them. I cannot promise you that I will narrate them to the audience. Jowsy, thank you for the 100-bit cheer, my friend. I got a gift sub to you like 12 hours ago, just when my birthday hit the clock. Happy day, Mauled Boy. Wishing you good dungeoneering. Thank you, Jowsy. Happy birthday, my friend. I'm glad you're stopping by the stream, and thank you very much for those bits. So anyway, we're both the hyper carry and both the support, depending on context.
Require only the strength to follow it.
Hell yeah. Oh, these guys look, that fit is hard though. Like, can we imagine if I cosplayed as one of these guys just without the hood? Dark, thank you for the Prime sub for the 10th month in a row. Now it's suddenly unlocked. I guess it's a strict X amount of hours instead of just checking the days. Probably, yeah. Riffle Dupes, thank you for the 50-bit cheer. Yeah, so you're both junglers. That's frustratingly correct. God. Oh, what the fuck? Come on. Please die. God damn it. No. Alright. Okay, we dodge. From a creator standpoint, are bits the worthwhile way to support you versus Ko-Fi, just in case?
The end approaches.
So Glass Geo. Huh, what? Huh. Fuck it, I'm healing everybody.
A momentary abatement.
There is a tricky calculus to that. There is both, when it comes to dollars in my pocket, I believe that Ko-Fi, coffee, whatever you want to call it, is always has the best efficiency rating. However, when people donate bits, when people subscribe, when people gift sub that typically has a snowball effect in which it will motivate other people to also donate, cheer, what have you, whatever. And that in totality is typically more helpful than any individual donation, unless it is for, you know, one of the instant deck roasts, for example. There's a reason those are always through Ko-Fi rather than it being like, oh, donate this many subs, cheer this many bits. Because at that level of money, the efficiency matters a lot. I'm sure both of us, like both people in that transaction, would rather I get more of it than you give a bunch of money to Jeffrey Bezos or whoever. But when we're in the realm of like $1 to $5, I'm typically pretty happy to have it be less efficient for the sake of it being a visible on-screen donation on Twitch. Because those will typically motivate other people to also do it. Like, you can kind of get a momentum-based crowdfunding thing going, which tends to, on the whole, be more valuable. Britt, thank you for that redeem. Simple and easy, I like the sound of it. Dog, what the fuck is going on? Okay, solid dodge. Mom, the streamer's using social science on me again. I mean, that's the like... I try to think about that a lot because I don't want to feel like I am maliciously manipulating people into giving me money. But that type of... When you can get social crowdfunding that feels good and fun for everybody involved, that is what makes Twitch a career thing you can do instead of just a hobby. Like, that is how you get because Twitch is like, I think the last time I tried to talk about this, somebody warned me that if I disclose the exact payments amount, you like get in trouble with Twitch or something. But the ad revenue on Twitch is fucking nothing. Like, it's just complete shit. And so if you want to stream primarily, or even stream a lot as one of your like online creator career paths, you have to find ways to make people feel good about handing you money and feel like it is a worthwhile transaction and not something you're just being like, gimme, because that sucks for everybody. Speaking of, Depend, thank you for that Prime sub for the 3rd month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Hey Mauled, how's it going, my friend? I've always wondered which food was your favorite. Can you elucidate that for me? 2 answers. There's the current day answer, and then, well, there's 3 answers really. The first answer is anything I don't recognize that Z has made and asked me to try. Z has been taking over a lot of the cooking recently, in return for me taking over a lot of the cleaning and a lot of the buying of whatever they want. And they will consistently show me a dish and be like, hey, eat this. And I'll be like, what is it? And they're like, oh, you haven't had it before. And I'm like, okay. And then it's the tastiest motherfucking thing I've ever had. So first answer is any unknown food item Z hands to me. The second answer is a really good steak. The third answer is nostalgia maxing, and that is garlic pasta. This is what my mom used to make for us. Used to make for me really, really often, because we were super poor. So it's just noodles, a little bit of oil, and then a shitload of garlic. Ugh. Can we all stop fucking dying? Can we get a crit heal, please? It's fine. I'm fine. How do you think the Final Fantasy bonus sheet and main set legends will impact Brawl on Arena? My cousin is stoked for Urza combo, and I'm ecstatic for 5-color Luris/Breach combo. I wish I knew. I've not kept up with the Brawl meta, and I haven't kept up with what's coming from the Final Fantasy bonus sheet. I can hear you out there. Ah. I want a kiss.
You want
I want a kiss. Hi, baby.
I'm impatient.
Yeah.
I'm impatient.
Yeah.
I want to open the box now.
That's too bad.
Now.
No.
No. Ah.
Okay, fuck all this stuff. I'm gonna be smart. I'm leaving this until I can come back for it with inventory space. I'm gonna keep being smart. No, you riffle, you bitch. Yes, Grumpy Dragoon, at the end of this stream, we're going to be raiding into Z's stream, where as part of their ambassador content, they're going to be opening a Final Fantasy collector's box to pog about all the cool new cards.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Okay. It's just 2, and we surprised them. Please. Please, God. We have to. There we go. Oh, I should have yopped. I should have just stunned. Yeah. Yop! Type shit. Type shit. We need damage. Riffle, do something. Good. Okay. Big yop hours. Massive yop hours, actually. God damn it. I'm so tired of blanket fire.
For the slightest lapse in
The B
concentration.
team's about to come home from this mission looking like a World War II era fighter plane. I mean, dodge, I guess. Duke, I'll probably expand to using more stun skills eventually. Right now, the Vestal has just been so nice as a heal bot. Dragoon, yeah, I'll double class if I think the class is good. What I probably won't do is I won't like double Abomination because I don't really like Abominations. This has to... Holy Water? Okay. Medicinal... I hate it here, man. Alright. I was hoping it was going to be a buff. Anyone in the chat has any advice for somebody, me, struggling with accounting in college? Depend, what are you struggling with? I never had to take a great number of accounting courses, but I dealt with a lot of stuff tangential to that subject for engineering and like business engineering.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage. In Radiance, may
Choo
we
choo, that's a
find
lot
victory.
of smart guy words. That seems very cool.
The light, the promise of safety.
Oh, Ripple's currently taking accounting. Ripple is currently taking accounting in college, but based on their actions in the game, I would not trust anything they say. I don't want to lose damage. I'm just gonna fuck these guys up. 6? It's stupid. It's gonna make Modern and Legacy so stupid. Okay, let me dig in more. Sagas no longer die when they lose abilities to prevent summons from dying to humility. But this also makes it so Blood Moon doesn't kill Urza's Saga, and because of layers, if the Saga knew how to make constructs, it will retain that ability while being a mountain and no longer upticking. Oh, that is fucked. That specific interaction is... That is evil. Lightning Bolt. 2 damage. God damn it. My main problem is with double entry bookkeeping, Mauled. I can probably learn that right now and then tell you how to do it. Not looking at AI. A transaction in double entry bookkeeping always affects at least 2 accounts, always includes at least 1 debit and 1 credit, and always has total debits. Okay. Bookkeeping principle in which every financial transaction has equal and opposite effects is both an asset and a liability. So this is like just Newton's law in accounting. Hold on, let me get chat back up. So credits are offset by debits in a general ledger or a T account. Credit is an entry that increases a liability account or decreases an asset account. A debit is the opposite as an entry. So are you keeping like a liability account and an asset account, and in double entry you just have to enter in both? Bro said I can learn your major right now. Lord Panda, I think I could do that for most majors in the world. I'm gonna try not to be overly conceited about it, but like, I think most people are much more capable of learning things than they think. I think a lot of us have been told all of our lives, that we are dumb or that certain things are really complicated, and things are often less complicated than we are led to believe by our superiors. A lot of people will pretend that things are more complicated in order to create perceived authority over you. So for double entry bookkeeping, if the complicated part is tracking, I have dealt with things similar to this. I guess the most similar thing I dealt with in engineering would be unit conversions. And so the first question I would ask you is, how much of each individual problem are you trying to solve in your head? And how much are you writing out on a piece of paper? Because I would recommend over-tracking on paper until you learn the flowchart really, really well. Yeah, debits and credits seems pretty straightforward. Can we... Let's look at some homework together. God damn it. Okay. Double entry bookkeeping and accounting is so if we have a T account, debits go on the left, credits go on the right. Okay, so when you give somebody a bonus, you put it... Alright, so we name it differently for the left column and the right column. In this entry, the bonus is recognized before the cash payment to the salesperson occurs, along with the liability in the same account. In the following month, when the company pays the bonus, it would record the following entry. What is the above bonus? Because we have... So the above bonus would be recorded like this in 2017. But I don't see them actually refer to the bonus anywhere. My camera is also in the way of like half of this monitor, so please forgive me as I like dodge left and right to try to read your accounting homework, because for me there's a bar like kind of right where my head is, where I can't read anything. Okay, summarized below. There's assets, items of value that the business controls, monies that the business owes to non-owners, owners' equity is theoretical value of business, revenue, expenses, yada, 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 yada. All right, practice questions. The forehead is so big it has breached containment. I ought to ban you for that, but you are right. Okay, this isn't gonna load. But depend, if you want to drop any like specific questions you're struggling with into Dear Malltown, I'm sure we can figure something out during vamp time. But for now, we have skeletons to kill. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna. Oh, God, that's so much damage. And they have fucking blight resist too. That's rude as shit.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Hey man, that's not fucking nice. My Hellions. They're worthless. I mean, I guess every little bit helps, dude. Like, I should probably be dodge maxing, but my Hellions just hit for so little, I feel like... Or don't hit at all, I guess. Fuck me running. Y'all didn't hear shit. God! And Zilla didn't hit shit. Okay, that guy should finally be fucking dead.
A death by inches.
We're gonna start healing the antiquarian. Fuck, I just threw my spoon in the sink again. Jomi, what life are you living that this is a regular problem for you? What are you doing that natural collateral damage is hucking a spoon into the sink? Dope as hell. Yeah, we just keep bashing, I guess. Grumpy, I think this pack kind of is showering us in stress. We've taken on a lot of stress just from people's HP going so low. We do... Oh, thank God. They're doing a guard, even though we were trying to hit them anyway. Oh, God, not more proc, you bitch. You know what? Fuck it. Get yopped on. Get yopped on, you idiot. Dumbass. Mal, do you mind unbanning pending platypus on Twitch? Oh my God, I am so sorry. Okay, that ban's been removed. Peace be with you, my child. The ban is... I'm gonna reban you just to feel something.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
People are paying $80 per pack on Whatnot for the FF Collector Boosters, SMH. The prices are fucking ridiculous. So I made rice, scooped out the amount I was gonna eat, containered the rest, left the spoon in the rice pot without thinking about it, then just put the pot in the sink and filled it with soap. Oh, yeah, that sucks. God damn it. Imagine if Riffle hadn't missed the only ability I needed them to hit. Lightning bolt! Who is this? Poro? If they show up, we're banning them and we're not telling them why. Riffle, where's your fucking... Where are you? I know you were chatting earlier. I'm gonna find you. There you are. Enjoy your ban. You goddamn failure. Absolutely embarrassing.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Holy shit, we're actually hitting... That's A-team behavior. That is A-team behavior right there. We back in it. We back in it. Clutch as hell. So they don't have prod, so the Hellions can probably just get to them. Hey, what's up, Dirty? How you doing? Zombie Demon Duck, I also see your random Smasher Pass. We will get to it soon. Lightning Bolt. There we go. DMC, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I'm a notorious pack-cracking fool, but I'm refusing to buy Final Fantasy product because the price gouging from WotC alone is ridiculous. I'll buy third-party singles, but I'm not going to buy the product directly. Feels bad. Yeah, I'll agree. This set, like... It's a cool crossover. They made some dope cards. This shit is ridiculously expensive. Oh, hell yeah, Rat. That sounds dope. Z and I walked to the store to get some chicken thighs today for some Alfredo pasta later. That's just about to hit. How much are these? Well, now I feel bad I didn't pick up the other sapphires. I wonder how much is greed and how much is to cover licensing. Yes, Platypus. I would imagine more of it is to cover licensing than us company haters want to believe. However, the reason it costs that much to cover licensing is because of corporate greed in the first place. Like, the reason the licensing is so expensive is because Square Enix, or whoever they're getting the license for Final Fantasy from, knows it's popular enough that they can be really greedy with how much they charge to license it. Like, there's no... It's just a bunch of corporate greed wearing 5 different hats. Oh. Okay. Nah, we camping and we are looting. Give me a secret room. You know what? Give me a shambler. See if I fucking care. I'll shamble all over you, dumbass. Give me a shambler right now. Bring him to me. Please do. Can we get... We don't want a battle trance because you might not be in front. Is this the Eternal Breakthrough comp? It has the ability to do it. We haven't been doing it in this dungeon very much, but we can... It looked bad, but the team really went through that dungeon essentially unscathed. That, Ripple, that is true only because Shadow Walker clutched the virtue. I think if Shadow Walker had taken on any negative attribute, everybody else's stress levels would have pushed to a resolve test, and then we could have gotten a really bad cascade of, like, we still make it out of the dungeon, but now everybody's fucking unusable for 2 weeks because they have to go to a spa. I mean, shit, I want to see what's back here. Death, I guess.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
God damn it, Riffle. Okay, you resisted at least.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Okay, this ain't nothing. A bone bearer? Hey, yo. What you even trying to do? Oh shit. Okay, he's giving a damage buff. That sucks. That's good to learn about. Get broke through on? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Riffle Dupes, thank you for the 50-bit cheer. I just really love drinking the Ruins jungle juice, okay? You shouldn't. It's not... You're drunk. Okay? This is the 10th time you've come into work drunk, and you've let down the team, and you're not hitting your goddamn sales goals. Defend the icon? That's such a cool name for the wimpiest fucking move ever. Bro said defend the icon and whipped out a letter opener on me. Motherfucker! Okay, that's solid. Please get poisoned on. There's that letter opener again. Partner speedrun 4.5 months. Stop the clock. You got it? You lucky son of a bitch. Everyone tell Elk congratulations for being a little fucking cheater. Hell yeah. Good shit, brother. That's awesome. I'm currently being murdered in the dungeon. Alright, die. Thank you. Now you can start streaming variety games and naming characters after people in your chat. Beautiful. We are not literate in this family. Thank you very much. What does Twitch Partner actually get you? So Twitch Partner gets you a few things. First and foremost, I believe you get access to a better sub revenue split if you get enough subs. They have breakpoints for it based on the number of sub points you have. But it's like the more subs you get, the greater the revenue percentage you get. The big boon for it is once you start trying to work with companies, being able to call yourself a Twitch partner is a really big deal. Being a Twitch partner is like, I don't know how many Twitch partners there are. I think it puts you in like the top 5% or higher of Twitch. Just be a partner. There are a ton of people who are Twitch affiliates who call themselves Twitch partner, but Twitch partner is a legitimate mark of credibility in the streaming world that will matter if you are trying to sell sponsored streams to companies, because they're going to look at your concurrent viewership, but they're also going to look at, do you have partner status or not? I think it's also helpful for networking at like TwitchCon and stuff like that. But it's a big deal. Active Twitch partner is 75,000. Okay, I don't know how many Twitch affiliates there are, but not a fucking flag guy again. For my fellow Warframe autistics, Barrow brought some heat this week. I have no idea what that means, but I'm so happy for you. Goat, have an ad break about it. Over 2 mil. Right, Elk, but there's like... The thing about comparing, or a difficulty with comparing partners to just total number of affiliates, is a ton of a ton of people who are just doing this as a hobby that they don't take very seriously get affiliate. It's Twitch partner is almost exclusively people who are taking this shit seriously in some regard, even if they won't admit it. Some people will say like, I got Twitch partner just hanging out, you know, type shit. I'm just cool like that. But so it's kind of like being like an NCAA basketballer, and then being like, I'm in the top 1% of basketballers because I'm also counting Little League basketball type thing. Oliver, thank you for the Prime sub, the second month in a row, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. Yeah, dude, they be bearing these bones on me. Hey, look, I did it as a hobby and got an affiliate. There not being a middle ground between anyone can get it and top 1% is a bit wild. Yeah, like Eric, the first time I tried content creation, it was streaming only, and I got affiliate in like a week because I just texted people I knew in real life, and I was like, hey, please watch me on a second monitor. And it was like, I think over the course of 9 months or maybe 6 months that I tried to do this, I had one single genuine viewer. I had one single genuine viewer. His name was Little Tom. And he came back a few months ago to me streaming to like 200, 250 people, and he was like, holy shit, man, it worked. And I was like, I know, and we had a very cute little moment together. But you can get an affiliate without this being like, you know, without this being your job, without... Right. So it's difficult to denote how difficult, what an achievement it is to get partner, because there's literally no in-between between this like thing everybody gets and this quite difficult thing to get.
Is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, Tom's the ride or die. So something I cut for the... Ah, fuck the herbs. Give me the gems. It's also kind of funny because there's no, there's also no further distinction to represent when you're like super successful on Twitch. Like getting to partner is a big deal, and currently Elk and I have the same designation as somebody who turns stream on and gets 10,000 viewers. Which is fucking hilarious. Fuck it, I guess we litter it now. Oh, a map? That's so useful, dog. Thank you. No secret room even. Bullshit. So yeah, Twitch has they have a lack of like, they don't do enough job advancement titles. Oh, your ears sore and blocked. Cyberdraco, I've had that happen. That fucking blows, man. I wish you the best of luck with that. Steam treatments if you can. I'm sure you know all this shit, but I'll pray for you.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Yeah, I think we just go swipe from this treasure room and then we call it. Remember, the tip of the ketchup bottle was inspired by a cat's butthole. Until we meet again. We ain't never meeting again. Enjoy your ban, you fucking lunatic. You fucking maniac. How dare you say that shit? Wasn't there a classification of Twitch partner that Twitch sent on a special retreat or something? I recall one of the groups I watched during COVID for Among Us. I So yes, and I do not think those are like public classifications that you can earn. There are certainly the very, very big Twitch streamers Twitch is highly aware of and treats very differently from just the average partner. But there's no like further program that you can publicly qualify for. It's just, hey, do you get thousands and thousands of viewers every time you stream? Twitch is going to treat you differently, and they may have an internal name they refer to people with. It is simply not outwardly facing. Alright, now we hopping out of here.
Room by room, hall by hall, we reclaim what is ours.
We love achievements. Yeah, just getting 20... I think part of the difficulty with achievements like this is it's very difficult to validate that all your viewers are real. But yeah, just getting 20 real viewers is huge.
Your soldiers' minds
DGB2
are mired
Spirit,
in malignancy.
DJB2 Spirit, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the dog house, my friend. That was a very hot run. We are very rich now. Most importantly, we can send Shadow Walker. We can do a Darkest Dungeon run. We have yet to enter the Darkest Dungeon in the entire saga. This is going to be a momentous event because we now have enough level 6s. And we're getting enough level 5s to almost have a full backup team. Grumpy, I do think it's what we're doing now. We will see if there's... Ooh, Sunring. Sunring I like, because I'm typically trying to stay at very, very high light amounts. Will that bite me in the ass in the air quotes darkest dungeon? Probably. Will I let that stop me? Fuck no. Let's see, can we do any... Alright, so... Oh, we're gonna have to spend so much fucking money on this shit. Oh, it hurts. Oh. Not you, Riffle, get out of here. I don't think Poro's mace is gonna matter, but I'm gonna push it up anyway. This is hot bullshit, dude.
Every
This is
creature
hot
has a
bullshit.
weakness. The wise hero
Yop
trains
up,
for
get
what
that
you will
up.
face.
Bleeding might become relevant. I don't know what the fuck is in this dungeon, so I just gotta push it all. We just spent 60,000 gold on this bullshit. No, Alec, don't tell me. I think it's funnier if I find out later on my own. Riffle, buff my abilities first. Fuck off, you still have time. But thank you for the 50 bits, my friend. DMC, thank you for the 100 bits. The downside of being the best is that I rarely get the chance to prove myself to the boss these days. You are about to get the chance to. We have, okay, we're going to go through some custom cards. We are going to go through some of Elikman's custom cards, but not all of them right now. And then we're going to get into the Darkest Dungeon. So from Britbread, not Notorious Gamebreaker Whitebread, we have Brushwag Umbra. 4 mana, spelled Brushwag wrong, enchant creature, and it has at the beginning of your second main phase, if this creature is tapped, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When this Umbra is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target creature you control deals damage equal to its toughness to target creature you don't control. Okay, as much as I want to spread anti-counter propaganda, I think this is quite fair, and I think could even be pushed down a mana. I really don't want to give the counter players anything. Well, I guess it does have armor too. Maybe with the Umbra armor, yeah, this deserves to be 4. Yeah, I think this is fair overall. I could see this being printed. This seems like decent Taco Bell design where we have like, okay, we have the survivor mechanic. Okay, we have a growing threat. Okay, we have a bite spell. Okay, we have Umbra. Yeah. Yeah, you pass. You pass. I will not be taking you to the penis explosion chamber. Let's begin looking at Elikman's stuff. Mikhail, who rent reality. A 3-mana 2/4 with Skulk. The first instant or sorcery you cast each turn has a merge. The emerge cost is equal to its mana cost. For those not in the know, I believe that is sacrifice a creature, reduce the mana cost by the mana value of that creature. Whenever Mikhail deals combat damage to a player, you may exile a creature from your graveyard. If you do, make a 1/1 horror creature token with this creature. Has a mana value of X, where X is the number of cards you own in exile. Oh, this is a lot of bullshit, but it's also a lot of hoops. Like, this is kind of a mini Cirque du Soleil routine on the card. So you can get incredibly expensive stuff out, but you have to first put creatures in the graveyard, you have to hit with this guy, and you have to have exiled multiple things. I'm also minorly worried. I don't know what other carry-on effects we're going to get of giving tokens really high mana value, because I know there are other payoffs you can do for that. I needed some way of making emerge not a card advantage nightmare. I'm having a little bit of a nightmare right now. Right, I'm worried about things like Delve. I'm not worried about things like Leveler. But it's not hard to exile a fair lot of stuff. And then you really quickly get like, here's my token with a mana value of 95. Well, not 95, but like 20, 30, whatever. And then it just becomes like expropriates 2 mana. So, Alec, I think the way we could get around this is by, you make a token copy of the creature that loses all abilities. Tokens don't normally have mana value. I know there is some wording distinction you can make that gives them a mana value. Like, I think if the token is a copy of a creature that has a mana value, that token will have a mana value. So I think you do a token copy that loses all abilities, rather than a token copy with this new ability, because I think you cast Treasure Cruise once, and then the first instant or sorcery you cast every turn is basically free. But like, I truly don't know if that's necessary, because as I said at the beginning, a lot of bullshit, but also a lot of hoops. Is there a card that says it loses all abilities? Because I mean, there's like... There is magic syntax for things lose all abilities. Girthy Poro, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I'm off to a send-off party. I won't get to watch the run. This is for the entertainment thus far and to subsidize a few folks that haven't paid for a spot yet. Thank you for the 100 bits and the 5 gifted community subs, my friend. I appreciate your ongoing contributions to Dog Heaven. So I would just do that instead for that one. Then we have Tevlor, Shadow of the Silent Crypts. A 2-mana Orzhov 2/2 Flying Menace Skulk. Non-token, non-artifact creatures you control have haunt. When they die, you exile it, haunting a target creature. Cards you own that are haunting creatures you control have, whenever the creature this haunts is put into a graveyard, make a 2/2 white and black Spectre Citizen creature token with flying and skulk. Okay, so a thing dies. We can have it haunt another thing we control. When that thing dies, we get a token. So this is a way to keep up a healthy stock of aristocrats, but we can't abuse token generation that much. I think flying and skulk is decent to try to get through on combat damage. I'd let you cook with this. This definitely does not seem too powerful. It seems like you have to make enough stuff happen, and you've put the handbrakes on it to prevent it from going crazy. Seems like a few too many words to just make a couple tokens. Alec is nothing if not verbose and precise. I think the way this is making tokens is legitimately a little bit different from the way Orzhov normally makes it. Because it's basically creatures you control make a 2/2 on death if you have already done something. And I think haunting being the already done something is a valid thing to work with. I think this might be on the weaker side. Like, you could probably power it up somewhere, but I like what's going on here. Then we have the Skaven Clan Rat, a 1-mana 1/1 with squad black. This creature has menace as long as you control 4 or more rats. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I like this rat more than relentless rats. The bar might be in hell, but at least we're not there. Yes, probably disgusting. I would probably freak out if you ever cast this for a squad of like 5, but yeah, like squad 1 is very good for bodies. From a limited design perspective, I think this is probably immediately fucked in limited, actually. The more that I think about it, just because of how good this would be at stabilizing. For limited, you probably can't print this at common. I like the squad better than you play any number of copies, but for limited, because this just becomes mono black, I make 5 1/1s to stall. It's not broken. It's just, I think, better than a common. Yeah, like I don't think it's unprintable, particularly because you made this colored mana, and not, like if you made this squad 1 generic, I would have a heart attack. It is also huge for devotion. Like, I think there's cookery here. I would just say, if I was trying to be a responsible set designer, I would not let you make this a common. If I was truly responsible, I might not let you make it ever, but who cares about that? Next, we have Storm Vermin, a 2-mana 2/2 with squad 2. More Vermintide, +1/+0 first strike, as long as you control 4 or more rats. For comparison, Song of Totentance is a rare, so it is common is way too much. That's true. I think there's a meaningful distinction on the Totentance rats can't block, so can't stabilize, but you also give stuff haste, which is pretty powerful. So yeah, this at medium has to go up in rarity. Alright, so Storm Vermin. I feel like this might have to start one higher. We're not operating with crazy mechanics, but I'm just trying to imagine the curve on this type of deck, and you so quickly just get a board of like first striking, menacing, fuck you guys. I like the Vermintide mechanic. I like this whole 4 more rats, you get to start doing stuff. But I think at the current pricing and the current squad pricing, much like rats, it would get out of control way too quickly. I would at minimum bump this up to 2 and a black, or maybe even 1 and then black, to make it less splashable. But I like what you're doing here. Then we have Rat Ogre. 1 black red, 4/3 menace trample. Okay, I'm calling the stat line, please. Whenever this creature attacks, you may exert it. If you do, it gains +4/+1 until end of turn. No. I'm officially getting involved. Fuck off. Fuck off with your 3 mana 8/2. This is a cool mechanic. This is another I would bump the mana cost up. I don't think it can have both keywords. I think we pick one. But this being, and this is again more from limited environment perspective than a commander perspective. Like from a commander perspective, now combat damage is finally going to be relevant because I have a 3 mana 8/2. From a limited perspective, I shove 8 menacing trampling damage at you. Turn 4 is like, hey, yo. Eric, thank you for the rant. Any creatures you'd love to play as a commander, but their color identity is trash? You know what? It's probably Lonus. I have gotten to play with a Lonus deck that was not one I built, but was built by somebody that I trust. Lonus being Simic, for me, like, kills so much of what could make this commander fun, because it just becomes like, oh, hey, look, man, I got a token doubler and Junkwinder out. How about you get shit on, dog? How about you get shit on? I would almost certainly, and I understand why Lonus is appropriate in Simic. I would probably have a personal Lonus build if he was Izzet instead of Simic. But Simic is just so good at value vomit that I think any interesting clue stuff going on with Lonus gets eaten up by the Simic game plan. Yeah, so for Commander, this is fine. If you showed this to a limited player from the year 2000, they would have a heart attack and die. It's probably not even fine for Commander. It's just less offensive for Commander. Next one, the Skaven Claw Lord. A Rakdos 2/3 menace. Other creatures you control with menace have +2/+0. Creature has ward 2 as long as you control 4 or more rats. Jesus fuck, man. Okay, so it's other creatures, so he's not a 4/3. What? He says, acting like he's not a fucking trench coat being puppeted by 80 different rats. Did Ratatouille kidnap your family, dog? So I think the menace banner should be put down to +1/+0. Rarity has to go up. This is a crazy good effect. Menace is just like, Well, Eris, they're posting from a custom set they're making, and this is one of the factions in the set. So another faction we've looked at revolved heavily around like Flash and a time counter thing, and this faction looks like it's revolving heavily around Menace. Searching for a galley, Maldhound. I think you said in a previous stream you were thinking of coming to Gen Con. Any chance you'd be up for casual Commander reviewers while you're there? If I go, I'll almost certainly be up for it. I still have no idea if I'm going. I don't even know where it is. Wait till you get to the actual rares. These should be the actual rares. But I think Menace should be +1, +0. And maybe then the mana value is okay. Alright. Acolyte Glabadier. A rat artificer with squad. Whenever this creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to each creature in battle target opponent controls. So this is why the other faction has to keep coming back from the dead, because they get board wiped every goddamn turn. Yeah, not even defending player, by the way. Windruck, thank you for coming by. Absolute. Okay, so this will not. This does not prevent the cards from being playable in a custom commander game in the future. I will say, from a limited standpoint, On Fire Trainwreck. Because the damage that, if you go Grixis Rats, the amount of oppressive damage you are able to deal to somebody else's board every turn, even with the time counters, is just like so fucked up. Like, you're good at stabilizing, you're good at preventing them from ever having creatures, you make all of their blocks terrible. In defense of the +2/+0 rat, Stormkirk Captain is a 2/2 for 1 red black that has first strike and gives other vampires +1/+1 and first strike. Okay. But I'm more on board with that. End of July, beginning of August. Very maybe. Yeah, like, these designs become more reasonable for Commander, but I still think this is unreasonable. I don't think this one should have squad, or I think the squad cost should cost more. Like, put a little 1 in front of that. Because, yeah, 1 squad, like a squad of 1 on this is already fucking heinous. A squad of 1 on that is already fucked up and crazy. Like, was chat saying this got banned out of standard? Yeah, so it did get banned. 3 mana, 1 on ETB got banned. 2 mana, 1 every time I attack. Alright, so next one. Rattling gun weapon team. And Alec, this is part of why I'm saying this is a limited train wreck, but Commander makes this more sympathetic, is a lot of these cards seem balanced around the idea of, well, are they broken when I have 40 life, or are they broken when my opponent plays an 8/8? Because then, no. Right? Then they seem totally reasonable. It's like, oh yeah, I'll swarm you with 2 or 3 of these guys by turn 4, but at that point, you have Gishath. Based on the flavor of Skaven and Warhammer, these rats should be getting banding and not menace, lol. Dumb Paramecium, thank you for the 1-bit cheer. Alec, don't listen to this person. Okay, next, Rattling Gun Weapon Team. 2 red for a 4/1. Again, so commander-pilled. 2 and tap. Deal damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures? I'm vine booming this one. At common! At common! Fair, I deserve that. And we give it hexproof eventually. No, this thing's so fucked up. This is just like, what if I picked Skaven and I just won every game? I don't know what's going on with the other factions, but the guys you showed me before are getting shit on by the Skaven. Alright, next we have Grey Sea or a Grixis Rare. So this is one of the build-arounds. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant, make a 1/1 rat creature token that can't block. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals damage to target creature or battle equal to rats you control. See, this one actually seems like, for a rare, this seems less fucked than the others. I know you said wait to see the actual rares. First one that has not given me like acid reflux. Like, Magecraft tokens is kind of nutty, but also Young Pyromancer exists. Like, this is I think the being able to shoot on tap is what I'm more worried about. But there's at least hurdles involved with that. Like, you have to get the rats, you have to keep the rats. Like, I am only worried about this card because of the fucking uncommons and the commons you've put in. I would not be worried about this card in the context of a relatively normal set, but when you show me like, ah yeah, here's a 1-mana rat that has squad of 1 mana, that's what makes me worried, not Grey Seer itself. So this is the one I'm most okay with so far. We have Devious Schemes, a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever the creature you control with the greatest mana value dies, if it's not legendary, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on a non-legendary creature you control with the greatest mana value. This only triggers once each turn. I think I'm okay with that. I think there's a way to abuse this by, you know, oh, my board is tied at 1 mana, so if anything dies, I get 1. But once a turn, and the payoff is a card and a +1/+1 counter, like, go off. For sure, go off. It is a cute way to give, like, sack payoffs without having to be fully an aristocrats. Duplicitous and selfish by nature, all Skaven seek to elevate their station, usually through the unfortunate demise of their superior. Yeah, that's cute. That's like good world building. Alright, then looking at the next couple. Warp Gale. Target creature gets -4, -0 until end of turn. I think -4, -0 is a little... might be stiff for 1 mana, but it might not be. I'm trying to imagine... what are the other combat tricks? Let me just see if this is on raid or not. So here's one with draw a card stapled on. Here's one with draw a card stapled on. Okay. So this is comparable to Chilling Trap. So this is definitely reasonable, especially at common. No notes here. Good. I think good flavor, good trickery. Vermin Lord Deceiver, a 13 mana honker who's triple caked up, 1 less for each rat you control, skulk and ward 3. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, make a token copy of all non-token rats you control. I mean, for 13 mana in mono blue rats, we kind of have to give you the world. I think this is a better example of why we shouldn't have 13 mana creatures, but I've read the design notes, so I understand why we're on 13 over and over and over, but holy fuck. I think, like, this man either does nothing or does everything, and against opponents who can read, it's always going to do nothing. Should I have your max hand size becomes 13? That was the original proto draft of this card. If you're in mono blue, what I would do is, on combat damage, draw cards equal to rats you control, max hand size becomes 13. Is what I would do over this. It's still fucking ridiculous, but it, like, at 13 mana, again, we have to be ridiculous. We can't give you a, like, normal effect for a 13 mana commander or that one that requires you to get a super wide board before you can play it for cheaper. Okay, next we have the mono black one, Vermin Lord Corruptor. 13 mana 5/8 with Wither and Ward 3. When a creature dies, if it had 1 or more counters on it, distribute that many +1/+1 counters among rats you control. That feels more green to me. This is like almost the effect that Yuna has, and she's in fucking Bant. So I kind of want to contest the color identity on that last paragraph. This one feels... well, I guess this is in the color with the fucking squad rat, so how hard is it to count to 10? But this one's almost like... kind of... oh god, I don't want to encourage you, but this is weak for 13 mana. Bro is not going hard enough at 13 mana. So if this shitter blocks one thing, you get 5 +1/+1 counters. Oh! Never mind. Nope. My brain auto-completed a creature you control dies because I was living in a reasonable world. Never mind. Yeah, we get to move the Wither counters onto our rats. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm back on board. That's fucked up. That's hateful. I think all of these Vermin Lords, even though we are on flavor with the 13, I think it's all like these guys either suck or you had already won the game. So I think these are mostly pet cards rather than like big movers. But I'm with it. I'm with this one actually. Reading the actual card instead of the card I made up in my head. I'm with this one. I am Alec, man. That's why I say they either do nothing or you already won. Like if let's say I controlled enough to make this guy be a 6-drop. So I control 7 rats. I won that fucking game. Which is again, I think, Commander pilled over Limited pilled. But even in Commander, it's kind of like, for any of these Vermin Lords, if your board is, if you are in a creature swarm game plan and you have 5 or more creatures, anything you do at that point is like giving you lethal. Rather than, oh, how do I establish a cool creature at this point? It's like, hey dog, I play Craterhoof and you die. Right, what Eris Time is saying. If you've not made the rats, they are uncastable. If you have a bunch of rats, you play any Anthem effect and you win. Like, compare these to how much crack would you have to smoke to spend 5 mana on that guy rather than 5 mana on Banner of Kinship? Is the type of mechanical playability problem they're gonna run into. But that's the inherent issue of designing around 13 mana. Is we have to give some kind of discounting. The effect has to be very, very good. I think it's just like a noble goal that we're not going to be able to hit regularly. Should I have just made a single legend that cares about 13? Probably. That legend that cares about 13 should be your Capitoline Triad. I spelled it wrong. Like, you should have some shit like this. Not with the same type of payoff, but like, that should be your big expensive, boom, we care about 13. But for now, let's look at Vermin Lord Warbringer. 13 mana, 10/3. That's so fucking funny that it dies to the 2 mana common. Where is this guy? Hold on. Get this motherfucker back up here. Who would win? The 13 mana rare or the 2 mana common? Alright, double strike. So immediately lethal. During your turn, it's indestructible. When you attack with one or more rats, make that many tapped and attacking rat tokens with menace, and this creature can't block. Yeah, fuck it. You 13 mana. Fuck it, 13 mana, dog. You get this effect. In red, I think it's more likely you get to actually cast this, but I think same issue of, if have enough rats to cast, why not cast like Goblin Bombardment? The 2 mana common killing basically God is also Skaven lore. Alright. Then we have Vizik Scour, Prophet of the Horned Rat. The force of this daemon's diabolic zeal is enough to crack the land and drive the Skaven swarms into a frothing madness. 13 mana Grixis, 7/6, Ward X. X is rats you control. Rats you control have, when they die, deal damage equal to its power to any target. When Vizik attacks, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. Flashback equal to mana cost. Not strong enough, I don't think. Even as a commander, I like the direction we are taking things. I think it, dead ass for 13 mana. I think you print on this card, when Vizik attacks, exile target instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to the number of attacking rats you control. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Yes, the thing I told you is pursuant to the design notes. Like, that's what I think you slap onto it, is instead of it giving it flashback, you exile something mana value equal to or less than how big the army is, and you get that for free. I think this should be in the command zone. If you let me have a ton of rats, I get to free cast whatever bullshit I want to free cast. I still think it suffers from the 13 mana problem of does nothing or does everything. So for stuff that will support the Skaven, there's probably can we justify a populate? I'm trying to think if we can justify a populate ability that doesn't sacrifice. I think we can do it in Grixis. I don't think we can do it in I don't think we can do it in like red, but I think the blue can justify how do we make, because the ways to support the Skaven is to help them get wide. And we're already helping them with, yeah, we could probably have like oh, we don't even need to do Skrelv's Hive. You probably print Skaven Bitter Blossom. And maybe you either keep it just like make a 1/1 with Menace, or you could make the enchantment cheaper and they get decayed so that they can't block, and if you use them you lose them, but you just have here is an engine where every single turn you will get one more rat to count towards rat critical mass. Repeating my previous suggestion of having the cost reduction apply to the graveyard, balancing them accordingly. I think that could work too. What Eris is saying of rats you control versus number of rat cards in your graveyard. That could make it much more playable, especially in like Grixis self-mill. But I think that's how you do it, is you have permanent-based token makers that make either decayed rats or appropriately costed 1/1 rats without decayed. You do some type of like... We probably print stuff like Arenicus's Vile duplication. What about a card that was like X blue? This probably would not be the end of balancing it, but X and a blue mana, make a token copy of any number of creatures with total, so you'd have to word it, make a token copy of any number of non-token creatures with total mana value X or less. I don't think we give it the doppelgang of like any permanent, but I think it's, yeah, similar to Mockingbird, but letting you token copy your own rat board. Something like that. But I think copying and token generation is how we support the Skaven better, and then consider doing rats in graveyard as well. Alright, so next we have another custom card from, I believe this was like the 124 or something, or Jomi Bugs. Somebody gave them an M name. We have Noodle, Devourer of Attention. A 1-mana 1/1. At the beginning of each combat, you may pay 1 and a black. If you do, target creature can't attack each turn. Can't attack this turn. Make a food token. Noodle can't be sacrificed. Why would you even ask that? It's definitely not broken, Jomi. This seems like a... Why would we ever build around this? Do you have some sort of fucked up... Is this just a Persuasive Interrogators combo plan that you have not revealed to the class yet? Yeah, it's... I have a mana dump. I have a mana dump for a food. Oh, just want to show off the picture I sent with it. Allowed. You may cook. You have a license to cook. Yeah, you put this art on it. You don't even have to pay the 2 mana. I'm never swinging at you. Do you have thoughts for how to improve my design process so we avoid more rattling gun weapon teams? Alec, I think the difficulty is like the main thing that would improve it is you playing more limited to have more exposure to like what types of stat lines get fucked up really quickly. I'm not totally sure because it's an area of like I'm not a designer. I'm just kind of an idiot with a basic level of appreciation for combat math. And so the short answer is play more 1v1 to develop a more in-depth appreciation of how quickly how quickly creature combat can get out of control, because so much of Commander is dominated by these like over-the-top combo wins, or I have a 50-50, versus Standard where it's just like, yeah dog, you couldn't deal with this 3/3? How would you fucking die about it? And then the only 1/2/4, we have Separated at Birth. 4 mana, commander creatures you control have at the beginning of your upkeep create a token that's a copy of this creature. As long as this was never combined with a secondary custom card that broke the legend rule for you, like in the command zone, sure. It's probably fine. Like if you have to break the legend rule in the 99, the flavors they kill their evil twins. Yeah, that's cute. I don't know how you'll break this, but I'm sure it will be relatively acceptable. Ah, so Noodle Devourer is on food stimulus to avoid getting scratched. That's adorable. Right, death triggers, but it's like on upkeep you have a guaranteed Blood Artist trigger on your upkeep. That's like... Right, Lord Xander, but Lord Xander notably doesn't have background. I don't know, that's kind of in the realm of like, if you let people do this to you, yeah, you deserve it. If you let people resolve Lord Xander, keep Lord Xander, and keep this enchantment until their upkeep, you deserve to get shit on. Like at that point, not Evil Twin, hold on. It's like endless evil or something. Yeah, play this in Lord Xander and freak out equivalently hard. I don't know, the call was already coming from inside the house. Like, I could maybe see arguing for this being one, more expensive because it gets to exist totally separately of enchanting the creature. But otherwise, and then logistics question for you, Madra. You've gifted 2 community subs, which thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution to Dog Heaven. That is good for 1 custom card. I see 10 from you in the Discord. So you tell me which of those 10 those 2 gifted subs are for. And then Sturmfire, we will do yours while I await that logistics response. Vashtor the Archifane. 8 mana. Ward, sack 2 permanents that are artifacts or enchantments if you control any. I think that if you control any is unnecessary. The Janitor, got it. As Vashtor the Archifane enters, conjure the Ark of Omen onto the field. Pay X life, reduce mana cost for artifacts and enchantments by the amount of damage Ark of Omen and Vashtor the Archifane has done to players this turn for this turn. So why is X here? This is an essay, and it was typed by a drunk AI. I do not believe X should be in that clause. For X, a black and a blue tap, gain control of target artifact with CMC equal to X as long as Vashtor the Archifane is on the battlefield. That's totally reasonable. So you can damage yourself for reduction. You should not do that, and it does not work as is written. Because the amount of damage Ark of Omen and Vashtor has done to people is... like, losing life is not... if you pay life through this, Vashtor has not dealt you damage. You could word it to be reduce mana costs via the amount of life lost this turn. But I don't think that ability should be on the card. I mean, for 8 mana, it's also like, it's so expensive, whatever. But this basically just says 8 mana on my upkeep, I pay 3 life, and then I combo win. Which I also don't like. So I would be relatively okay with this being like, if this thing deals damage, you get to cost reduce artifacts, but pay X life, reduce my artifacts by X is straight up just, especially in Grixis, is, alright, buckle up, shitheads, I'm comboing off now. So I do not like the proposed play pattern. And Madra, thank you for the 2 additional gifted subs. Please let me know which other card... oh, just for the BF also. How do I make an entire faction get reviewed like the previous fellow? So Elikman cheered 7,500 bits for that, at the rate of 500 per card. Oh, we're not trying to cost reduce, we're trying to reduce CMC of stuff on field to gain control. That's just something else entirely. That's very tough to track. You could do something that reduced the cost of activated abilities rather than reducing the cost of things on field. But yeah, I think this one needs a lot of keeping up or a lot of cleaning up. Arc of Omen, a 6 mana 10/10. An extra no with a 6 mana 10/10. Vashdor can't be countered and you may cast him without paying commander tax. Creatures have haste. Crew 5. This is somehow both like... It is equal parts power fantasy and unplayably bad. I think we need to start from square one. Because this is also pay 0. My artifacts cost 10 less. I think so. DMC, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Sturm, what I think is going on here is you are probably considering one interaction that you want to do with it that you think is cute, and I don't think you are appreciating the number of totally fucked up interactions that can happen with it, which is generally the place I try to come from if I'm looking at a custom you have submitted. Maybe there's this big over-the-top overall fair thing that could happen in terms of what you are imagining you will do with it. 8 mana, I get an extra 10/10 that makes my commander uncounterable, prevents him from ever having the commander tax applied to him, and will cost reduce artifacts by 10 the turn after I play him, is insane. Yeah, like it's just... And we're putting hurdles on it in that the commander's 8 mana and we have crew 5 on this. But this is more of like, we shouldn't make 8 mana commanders. Because the game, like power creep is making it such that commanders that are that expensive have to do so much that it just gets fucked instantly. So I would go back to square one with this. I think the ward thing is keepable. Sacrifice 2 artifacts or enchantments. Who cares? I mean, who fucking cares about the flavor of having creature types when they're not a creature? Least important thing on the card. Taking control of target artifact with CMC equal to X. We can do something there. This has to burn in hell. We can conjure the Arc of Omen to field. Giving everything haste with the card itself being Dimir is wrong from color pie. Making a commander uncounterable and untaxable is too much. You might be able to keep the stat line though. Yeah, tutoring for Arc is probably just better. DMC, thank you for the additional 100-bit cheer. Never mind, dies to leave no trace, leaving this player sobbing and crying. So real. Sophiane, same rate for a double-sided card. Alright, we have Sturmfire's second redeem before we get to Madra's cards. Konoha Gakure, a legendary artifact land weakened by peace. Enters tapped with a stun counter unless you pay 2 mana. Add, so Jund, tricolor fixing, Forest of Death, exhaust, conjure a wild growth, exhaust red. You have definitely confused red and black on here. First of all, if the exhaust red is to recur something and the exhaust black is to make stuff unable to block, I think these are... one, they don't cost enough. This says, for I tap this land, you can't block anything. That's quite a good effect. I tap this land, I pseudo-victimize, or I tap this land for wild growth. which is like, that's really good by itself. I think we're like pseudo balancing it by entering tapped with a stun counter, but these effects are quite good. Oh, should be 3 black. Okay, that makes more sense. Exhaust is you can use the ability, but only once a game. Notably, you can reset exhaust if the permanent in question leaves the battlefield and comes back. So if you play this with a bounce land, and you bounce it back to hand, or you sacrifice it and bring it back to the battlefield, which Jund is quite good at, you reset these effects. I think minimum the exhaust effect should force you to tap the land on top of whatever the mana costs are, and I think the mana cost should be higher. Because this is immediately you can get pretty fucked up with this if you do like Lord Windgrace, land sack, land recursion shenanigans, and hey, oh no, I have to pay red green. I'm conjuring a fucking wild growth every single time I get this card. This being an artifact land, I think, is also unnecessary. Maybe to represent that it's a town. You should probably make this a town, like the Final Fantasy land type, rather than make this an artifact land. Okay, and then we're going to look at the janitor and his boyfriend. Mentor, Soulbound, Ward 1. As long as the janitor is paired with another creature, each of those creatures gets +1/+1 for each creature paired with it. If a paired creature is a cleric, the janitor gains cleric spells, cost Mardu less to cast. Creatures you control can be paired more than once. Yes, I like this iteration on it. Fine. I thought about it more off stream, and I think I've been hurt by the Mardu token players too many times, but this is acceptable. I think the unfortunate part of it is I'm sure your deck utilizes it in a cool way, right? It's another instance of the way you want to use the card is different from the way Gen Pop would use the card. But this would just be like, oh, I mobilize all over everybody. I do Krenko, like I do Krenko stuff. And I just board Anthem. But if you have a bunch of custom Soulbound stuff or a bunch of custom Cleric stuff you're doing with this, I believe that this can get pretty sweet. So let's look at his boyfriend. Literally just named Janitor's Boyfriend. A 2-mana 2/2 with lifelink and Soulbound. As long as this creature is paired with another cleric creature, each of those creatures has vigilance, and each player who has cast a non-creature spell cannot cast additional non-creature spells. Paired creatures have Ward 2. Okay, I see the direction we're trying to cook in, and I don't immediately hate it. I think stacks is necessary at many tables. I think that the stacks being the type of soft, like, okay, you get 1 every turn, but if you're a Storm player, I don't like you, can live with that. Giving the board Ward 2 if I get... Oh, well, this is anything I pair with has Ward 2. I like that the lack of legendary on this card means the janitor can have multiple boyfriends. That is funny, as we can do boyfriend cloning. Oh yeah, Whitebread, good call out on you should put a this turn on the end of here, because the way this currently reads is if you have cast a non-creature spell, you cannot cast any more for the game? Maybe the this turn earlier is enough and I'm just bad at syntax. But yeah, I'm down with the janitorial polycule. And Sophania, thank you for the 5 gifted community subs, my friend. Welcome to Dog Heaven. I appreciate that very much. Boss, where are we at in the dungeoning? We're on pause because Alec Man donated 7,500 bits to get like 10 or 12 or 15 cards done. Can we please go into the dungeon so soon? I swear to you. All right, we move in quickly. We are moving expeditiously. Oh. We're starting the prediction of who gets sacrificed. DMC, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Boss, I'm ready to kill for you, clutch for you, die for you. Thank you very much. I will say, whoever we I spent all my money. Whoever we sacrifice,
Once again,
I am probably
stars are
fast
bright,
tracking back onto the
and
team.
manor sits at the very epicenter of
Dragoon, thank you for the
cosmic
100-bit cheer. Shit is different. Gotta make it so predictions aren't just
Rally to their
95% everyone
twisted
dies.
idols,
Well, this is...
and
Oh, I meant to make this a
gongs
poll,
sound in
actually. So let
anticipation
me...
of the coming sacrifices.
Hold on, let me
Below,
delete this.
Life-laden shadows pulse to the unrelenting rhythm of a beating heart.
So this is who we sacrifice. Barry Bot, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. This map is cool. Oh, I don't like that.
The blood of the fallen flows ever
I spent so
downward
much
along
fucking
these
money on this
titan
shit, and it's
spires.
just one room, dog.
creature
Fuck you.
fattens
Oh, maybe this
itself
is
on
like
your
Wolf,
failures.
where it gives me a new room as I get there. Why are they dancing like that? Dare Brain, thank you for the 1-bit cheer. Definitely not an ominous hallway. Why are they... Straight up, y'all look stupid. Come here. Okay, predictions out. Perpetually Tired, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs, my friend. I will say, you guys, at this point, we're probably going to have to delay custom card reviews until the beginning of the stream tomorrow, because we are already running late on joining Z on their stream. So we're going to have to finish this and then get over to them, but we will be live again tomorrow morning and can do the rest of these custom cards. We'll kill this guy. God, Moose hits so fucking hard, dude.
A powerful blow.
Oh, they can heal themselves?
Well struck.
Hell yeah. Is there a channel in your Discord dedicated to giving feedback for your streams, aka what we do and don't like? No, I would use Dear Maldhound for that. DMC, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Notice how I'm diseased and I haven't even called in sick. All y'all hating for no reason. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, he's got tentacles. Okay, you have to die. How about you go fuck yourself?
Continue the onslaught.
Easy.
Destroy them all.
Okay, okay. I'm already sending the 07s? Fuck off. Fuck off, we're gonna ruin them. I'm gonna kill this guy. I don't want to let him regenerate. Yes, the rest of the redeems are gonna happen at the beginning of tomorrow's stream because we have to hustle here. God, not the double dodge, dude. Okay, that guy's handled. Now Moose just has to tell this guy to shut the fuck. Oh my god. Hey, I already commented on the videos and shorts, but I wanted to say thanks again for covering the TCG player situation. As a currently laid off employee, it's nice to see people care about it. Thank you, I appreciate that, Danny. It sucks what's happening, and I am glad that I have enough e-clout for my voice to matter.
The slow death, unforeseen.
Hurrah! I love it when the final dungeon's enemies are a modulated and improved version of the first enemies you fight to see how far you've come. It is pretty cool, and I did notice they have Ren for the new god instead of Ren for the old god. That's pretty cool. Oh, we're not even full screen? My fault, my fault.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay, let's just full.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh, huge scout. Okay, please, never mind. Most mediocre scout ever. Come on, dog. Yeah, Storm, this is a blind playthrough, and you get in trouble if you tell me, too much stuff. Madra, thank you for the 4,000 bit cheer. I appreciate that contribution to the dog pile very, very much. And I will put those in the queue for tomorrow morning. Let me take my turn. Let me take my... I want to go open packs with my girlfriend. Let me take my turns. Oh, I should add blind to the tags. I should add blind to the tags. That would be correct and smart, but I am an idiot. Is anyone wondering Noodle's vibing in her window spot? Hell yeah. Any criticisms you have for the game? Anything you would like to improve? Not... It's pretty fucking dope, honestly. Like, Stop, you bitch. I think the entire stress economy should be gotten rid of. I think all of the stress mechanics are stupid and bullshit, and it should just be health, and bad things should stop happening to me. God damn it.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
You know what I do wish they had? I wish, similar to Slay the Spire, they had a speed mode. One of the things that really consistently tilts me in this game is when I'm in like a sequence of bad RNG and I have to spend what feels like forever just waiting in a fight for the animations to go through as stupid shit happens to me. Matt MP, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Holy shit. Bleed's actually fucked up. God damn it, man. I have bandages though, right? I do. Okay, I have some. But yeah, we have like a 1 second delay between every fucking game action, which can get really, really frustrating when things are not going that well.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Okay, we brought enough food, so that doesn't matter. One thing that's actually going to cook us is I should have been moon pilled for this, I think. Because I brought a lot of torches. I don't think there are enough torches in the world to keep up with the number of things that decrease light.
The will to fight falters.
By the way, Mauld, I don't know if you were... I don't know if it was you who made the short about card flicking. It was, but I thought you were exaggerating until I saw Brian Flickler doing what he does best. Yeah, I made that. That short was about Brian Kibler. Absolutely. Not, like, I think there was also, I did the normal, like, overtly sexual joke. That part, holy fuck. That part's not about B-Kibs, but the excessive card flicking was 100% like, Kibler's different with it. I know I have Inspired Cry, but it would require me to take a turn off of chopping motherfuckers in half. Okay. The Blight's really good, at least. He got fingered on stream. What has Twitch come to? I hate that bleed damage is becoming real in the Darkest Dungeon. That's some bullshit, man. Jesus, the stress is so fucking high. Okay,
As the fiend
that guy's
falls,
dead.
a faint hope blossoms.
10? Really? The lowest damage possible. Truly amazing. We gotta cure the bleed. I'm so stressed out. Is there a lore reason why it's always just 4 guys in the dungeon and not the whole bunch? I presume there's something going on with, like, you only send out a small party so that if they got overrun, you don't lose everybody. But I think it's mostly just a mechanical reason.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious.
I don't feel good about what's happening right now. Can I... Where is the fucking thing? Is this like the final level? Yes, but we have to clear it like multiple times. Like this is the final location, but there are multiple things we have to do in this final location before we win.
Death waits for the
Can somebody go to my girlfriend's stream and tell them that I swear I'm coming soon, but we're getting absolutely fucking shit on? We will camp soon, DMC. I just don't want to... I keep thinking that, like, it's gonna get worse. Ugh, got fucking shuffled again. Thank fuck. Thank fuck.
Valor shines brightest against the backdrop of
Yeah, we're gonna heal everybody. Fuck this guy, honestly. This is why we take breakthrough, by the way. If he retreats, he has to leave somebody behind. May as well push forward. I mean, we've clutched out of worse situations. I think against Wolf, things looked worse than this. Really, the only... Never mind, we're fucking dead. Really, the worst thing right now is that our stress economy is getting fucking blasted. Alright, they have inadvertently pushed the party in. The truth comes out, Vizier.
and fury.
The truth comes
More
out.
destructive than 100 cannons.
Not the finger, bro. Damn it. But like, I think the party's just gonna die to like at this point the party's just gonna die to a fucking heart attack before we can even get to the boss.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
But honestly, like, if this team can't do it, I don't even know how the fuck you would do it. We just camp here, I think.
Creatures can be felled. They can
Feast.
be beaten.
What? Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Jesus fucking shit, man. Yeah, like we're just getting screwed because two people instantly they instantly cracked mentally.
Spirits are lifted. And
Yeah, Poro is straight up sabotaging the run right now, which is frustrating. But that's the RNG of the game. That's why all of our employees have to be lucky, because inevitably the game tries to fuck us like this. Where the boss room? This is also a fucking straight up diabolical map layout. This shit is evil. It's gonna be like pitch black by the time we find this boss room. I don't know what the fuck this thing is, but I'm gonna assume that it is extremely evil and must be killed. This was one of my complaints of the game. It's a whole lot of walking around and doing nothing outside of the combats. I do think a legitimate gripe I have with the game is, even though it is very thematic and I get it, the virtue affliction system sucks so much fucking ass. Because it just feels like every time, as soon as you hit an affliction, the run is just cooked instantly. And you have to spend, and especially once virtues and afflictions start coming down, you have to spend so much time in like dialogue simulator in the middle of combat, because you have to listen to the afflicted person bitch, you have to watch everybody else's stress tick up. Like, again, it's flavorful, but the flavor is dog shit. Well, have you tried Stardew Valley? Yes, I was just not, I don't know, it just didn't grab me.
Death by inches.
Okay, DMC holding it down again. I will say, if we have to retreat, Poro's getting sacrificed. Oh, well, they're not even gonna, fuck, we're not even gonna get to sacrifice them in their retreat. They're straight up just gonna die. There are a few things that raise your virtue chance, but yeah, it's rough. The board game is 2 sides on a d10 for virtue versus afflicted. Yeah, I've seen the stuff that can raise your virtue chance, but I agree with what is that Seldor saying, which is it's good atmosphere stuff at the cost of the gameplay feeling worse. Cool. All right.
A devastating blow.
I'm gonna try stress healing you just to put off your impending heart attack.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
We're like almost definitely gonna have to retreat at this point because we're about to be totally out of torches. Poro is about to die in the next room just from...
As life
Yeah,
ebbs,
Poro's cooked. Okay,
terrible
excellent.
vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Excellent. Time for MLP 2.0, baby. Listen, I'll probably feel better after I get to stream with my girlfriend and do the pack opening and all this stuff. This is legitimately making me question if I play this game anymore. Because like I had adapted my internal sensors, my internal CEO brain to how RNG dependent the game previously was. But if the pinnacle of the game is rolling a d20 where 15 of the sides tell me to go fuck myself, I'm going to have some very serious internal debating about if this is worth playing anymore.
Teetering on the
Okay,
brink,
Vizier
facing
clutches a heart
the
attack. They're going out cooking. They are going out cooking. Never mind, they have gone out.
Continuous proposition in this sprawling tomb.
Because this feels... Which again, I understand that a huge part of the game is RNG, and this is like, it's atmospheric for a large part of it to feel outside of my control.
Success so clearly
This much of it is going to feel outside of my control, and the whole game is just like, I have to play Resource Management Simulator just to coin flip the last level over and over. Like, wow, that's... Like, wow, do I not want to play that game. I think we have to retreat and then get to preserve like one of them. Because we have no healer, we have no blight damage, we have two people who hit really hard, but like if we take one more fight, they just die. Yeah.
where there is no peril in the task. There can be no
Oh, did I not
glory
even get
in
to
its
pick?
accomplishment.
Okay, well I would have picked Shadow Walker to live anyway. Hell yeah.
The plume. and
Okay,
the
well I'm
pistol,
glad Walker gets to live after
A
clutching
fitting
out.
end
They
to our
definitely
folly,
do deserve
and
to
a curse
live.
upon us all.
It's nice that we get a resolve XP bonus, but yeah. Like I'm disappointed. I don't feel tilted out. Like I understand. Hey, look, like 3 level 3s. That's dope. Like we've built a good enough town that we can probably recover from this and move back, but you're coming back as the Vizierer. So I'm not going to make a hard and fast determination about it right now, but for that to be the end game feels really dog shit as a gameplay pattern. So we're going to raid my girlfriend. All custom cards are on hold until tomorrow's stream, but we're going to go open some packs with Z. Please let the raid message be Darkest Dungeon sucks. I will see you all in just a few minutes because I will be on camera with Z to open up these packs. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for all of the generous donations today, and thank you for the follows and the subs. I appreciate every last one of you, and I will see you tomorrow at noon Pacific. Thank you all, and remember to stay toxic. I'll see you in just a minute. YouTube, that is just it for us, but I will be back again